Welcome to a special bonus episode of Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. That's Clarkey. I'm Drury. We appreciate you listening to and watching the show. The response has been great so far. We're brought to you as always by CoolBet and in part by the Listowel Squash Courts. They're on Facebook. Check them out. Sign up for one of their leagues.
The ladder's going strong, by the way.
The ladder, yeah. Jacob's ladder.
My first game is coming up. So, yeah.
Your first game for the ladder, yeah.
And
you're starting right at the bottom.
No, not right at the bottom. There was a bunch of people who missed the opening weekend. So okay. I'm 17th, I think, right now. So I'm trying to move my way up. You can only go up, I think, 3 at a time. So I've challenged the guy, I think, in 14th. So we'll see what happens. So I will update you after the game. Friday night.
Why don't you update me when you crack the top 10? Because I don't want to hear that you're in 13th.
Dude, my goal is top 3. That's my goal.
Okay, so cool. So hit us up when you hit that type of level.
Don't worry. I'll keep you up to date.
Okay. Did you watch Jacob's Ladder?
No, but I listened to Huey Lewis singing it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you'd like it. So we want to throw out some hot takes. I mean, the Leafs, things are pretty fun right now.
They're back, right? Mitch is back.
Let's relax here. Hot take number 1, they're not back. They've had a fun little run.
But dude, don't they lead the league in shots on goal? And I know that's not how you win and lose, but that is a good indication of how much offense you generate, and the puck's eventually going to start to go in.
Yeah, our buddy Steve Dangle, who we had on and had a great time with last week, we were like, "Hey, Steve, come on for 10 minutes." It was 45 minutes. Yeah. That's Steve. Yeah. They were talking on the Steve Dangle podcast about how I believe they're way below. I think Chicago's the only team that's lower than them in converting on expected goals for. That's the fun. That's the fun new analytic now. The thing though with hockey, and I've said this many times, is analytics are fun. They're interesting. They often kind of catch my attention and go, oh, wow, that's pretty neat to see that. But the thing with them is relying on them in terms of a positive or a negative outlook on really any team or player is somewhat dangerous to me, because baseball's where the whole analytics thing got really popular, but it makes sense in baseball because baseball is a sport where the same thing happens every single play. Hockey, it doesn't. The puck bounces. There's I know,
physical Ryan, contact. But when you get shots on net,
that's a positive
key statistic.
Yeah, it's a positive.
It's not obviously the best statistic. Goals is the best one.
Yeah, especially when a lot of the shots are from 40 plus feet away. But they're doing stuff. They're doing
an
stuff.
Answer.
Oh, you have an answer
to their salary cap problems.
Oh,
okay. Now, if I heard this somewhere else, I apologize to whoever I heard it from, but I think I might have come up with this on my own, but probably not. But I don't. If I did hear it, I don't.
Time will determine this. Yeah, let me hear it.
Well, the Leafs need to get Shane Wright.
What are you talking about?
Well, isn't he going to be the number 1 pick this year?
He is the consensus number 1 pick. He's had a slow start to the year, mind you. Not what we expected from Shane.
He'll be the number 1 pick, right?
I would take.
He'll be the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And he will be a heck of a hockey player. If the draft was
today, yes.
He'll be a heck of a hockey player.
I agree. I think he's a very, very, very good player.
Very, very good. Would he be better than Lafreniere?
I think so. Yeah.
Jack Eichel?
I think he's better than Lafreniere.
Jack Eichel?
Based on taking myself quickly off the top of my head mentally back to when Eichel was a prospect, I would say they're about on par.
Matthews?
No, I don't think he's better than Matthews was and is or will be. But Eichel is probably, now I know people are going, oh, he's been hurt and he doesn't do anything. Eichel's a pretty good comparable in my opinion.
So who's going to get the number 1? Who's going to get the number 1 pick, you think?
Well, geez, Arizona is just chugging.
So let me stop you right there.
Dude, if you're going to tell me.
No, you know exactly. Listen, 11 million.
Like this.
11,700,000 for the next 3 years.
600,000.
600,000 for the next 3 years. If there's any way, if the Leafs, just hear me out.
Yeah.
If the Leafs don't make
trying.
the playoffs, if the Leafs lose in the first round, they have to do something with the core. They have to. Okay? They have to.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that the Arizona Coyotes would be knocking on the door, dangling Shane Wright if they win the lottery in front of the Maple Leafs. It's an interesting take, Ryan. You got to admit that.
Yeah, interesting's one way to describe it for sure. Like that's a fair use of that word.
Because the Leafs have to get out of their salary cap problems.
Disturbing is another word.
What other way is there? Burlington kid coming in to Toronto.
Who cares if he's from Burlington? Yeah, whatever.
He could be a heck of a hockey player for a lot of years to come. And in 4 years, when they have to sign him, hopefully the cap will be changed by then, and who knows what will happen with the players they have. But you don't have to worry about that. But then you can go out and sign 2 guys for $5 million if you really wanted to. I just think it's an answer to some problems, and I think it's the most interesting take that I've heard. And since I think I came up with it,
yeah,
I think it's a heck of a take.
You know, I think
you're having troubles poo-pooing this.
No, I'm not. I felt it was important to let you finish.
Okay.
And I will retort now. I'm assuming that the player you've left unnamed here is Austin.
Well, we know
Matthews.
who it's. Of course, it's Austin.
Because
Matthews.
Of course,
he's from Phoenix.
Because he's from Arizona. I believe he's from Mesa.
Well, wherever.
And
he's going to save their franchise.
He won't. No one can.
Okay, that's fine.
Franchise is unsavable.
That's irrelevant. That's what Arizona will think.
What you're doing though, that's dangerous here, is that does Austin Matthews probably make too much money? Yes. I think that's a fair thing to say based solely on the fact that what we've seen in Toronto is a few guys get paid way too much for not achieving much.
Yep.
Piling points up is a lot of fun.
Last year, he scores goals.
Great.
And that's the hardest thing to do in the game.
He won the Rocket Richard this year. He's not going to do it this year. I'll tell you that right now.
And it's early.
Yeah.
Played 10 games.
Yeah. And Ovi's already got 9. So
it's fine. Whatever.
So what I'm saying is, yes, it's fair to say that. However, what you're doing now is you're trying to talk yourself into this realm of existence where you're going to get at bare minimum level or slightly below, you're hoping, production equal to what Austin Matthews brings to this hockey team out of 2 guys that maybe make $5-ish million and a rookie who is a kid. And I think that that's dangerous because Austin Matthews
dangerous, Ryan,
is young.
My preface was they fail again this year. Something has to give. And don't forget this. He's 2 years away from walking for nothing.
And that's under another somewhat dangerous assumption here that you think he won't re-sign in Toronto. And that the cap very well could be higher than what it is restricted to now in that time frame. If the NHL has a nice bounce back over the next couple seasons, which we are crossing our fingers and hoping is the case, who's to say if Austin Matthews turns around and says, I want 13 million now to stay here, that they don't have the room to do it and another guy's gone.
You're right.
Here again, if I'll agree with you that that's interesting, But what that sounds like to me is a trade I put together on NHL 22.
Yeah, but just remember one thing, though. I'm giving the better player.
Yeah,
right. I'm not like a typical Leaf fan who says, "Oh, why don't you trade Mikheyev and Kerfoot and throw in Dermott to get Eichel? Why don't you do that?" Like, it's realistic.
Yeah, that's bad.
I think it's something that has to be examined and looked at.
It's not unrealistic. Yeah, it's not unrealistic based on what you've laid out here. But again, I'll say this in respect to what I said earlier about Shane Wright and he's from Burlington, so of course Toronto. This whole thing of like, we got it.
I listen to Craig Button every week talk about how good Shane Wright is, and he's the next Patrice Bergeron and things like that, and he can skate and everything else. And I'm thinking, you know what? I think they have to look at it if the team fails again.
But again, you're drawing up a scenario here where you're assuming that this is beneficial for both sides. And the whole thing of going, Austin Matthews is from Phoenix, he's from Arizona, and that'll do wonders for the Coyotes.
It will.
It won't. No,
it will.
It will not.
How many people do they get to their game? How many sweaters of Phil Kessel do they sell? Like, let's be honest. They need a franchise.
Not enough.
A player. They need a franchise player there. I'm not saying they're going to win or lose with him.
It would help a little, but it's not him going there is not going to save them from an expiring arena.
I'm not saying
nowhere to play.
Ryan, I didn't say
crowd
that.
Interest.
Ryan, I didn't say that. What I said is, Phoenix will think that. The Coyotes will think that.
Well, far be it from me to ever say that anybody involved with the Phoenix, now Arizona Coyotes, is smart. Far be it for me to say that.
True. I hear you.
You want to dig into their culture under their 150th ownership group.
Okay.
Check out Katie Strang's work. But let me just say this. You're assuming that a team that can't pay its employees on time, couldn't pay its players on time.
They'll sell $11 million in sweaters the first day.
No, they will not, though. They won't, Clarkey.
They will think that. Ryan, we know they can't think properly. Let's not get too far into
will fold. Well, they don't have the finances
to
pay him.
Pick him in the
God.
Holding. No, they'll move to Quebec and he'll be playing there. Can you imagine? Anyway,
that would be better for everybody, wouldn't it?
I know.
Listen, I don't think that the Leafs should trade Matthews, even if they fail to
so you just let him walk in playoffs. 2 years.
Why do they have to let him walk?
Because if I'm Brendan Shanahan and I'm the board of directors, I'm going to say to them, you guys have a problem here. This team cannot win the way it is. Fix it. Okay, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to trade Mitch Marner? What am I going to get for Mitch Marner? I don't know. I'll trade John Tavares. Can't do that. No. Well, wait a minute. There's a team that really wants, and I'm assuming the Coyotes really would like Austin Matthews. And if they win the draft lottery, I just think it's a match that could become a marriage. That's all.
I see your logic. It's just that we're talking about a team here that has never shelled out a ton of money to keep anybody around. Now, all of a sudden, they're going to take on $11.6 million in annual salary, which, by the way, carries hefty bonus payments every summer that their ownership group does not have.
There's no bonuses above 11 million. It's the total. That's the most it could be is 11 million.
I know, but there's
no performance bonuses.
There's no performance bonuses, but the signing bonuses that's built into the front loaded actual cash of the deal. They can't afford it because if they could, they wouldn't be struggling to pay a bunch of the employees and lower level players on lower level salaries that they have now.
Why don't you look at the reasons they might want to do it instead of the reasons they won't do it?
Because I'm trying to think logically from both sides. If you're asking me to put my GM hat
we've
on
spent too much time on this one.
Why would I do that? You want to have this little hot take rant that we're doing right now, this little hot take episode on the Leafs? Let me say this again, and this will upset some people, and I really don't care because I don't cheer for the team. Okay. Here's the real heart of your problem. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I'm sorry, everybody. They should not have signed John Tavares. There's a hot take for you.
Thanks.
Is it that hot, though? They should not have signed this guy.
But let me just stop you there. Okay. If they signed John Tavares, but then signed Austin Matthews for 8.5, 9, and Mitch Marner for 7.5, the Tavares salary wouldn't near be a problem.
I disagree.
But it's because they signed a guy who was an unrestricted free agent, who's proved himself to be a star in this hockey league at an amount of money, and then signed two guys who have not really proved themselves over a long period of time, who were not unrestricted free agents, who at best were restricted free agents to big money. That's where the problem was in my mind. And
I don't disagree. It's just that even if they were making less, and you know this, I said it to you the day it happened. Like, I was happy for Leafs Nation when it happened. It was great. And listen, to John Tavares' credit, is he a star player? Yes. Is he an elite level game?
Scored 48 goals the first year they had him.
Scored 47. And
I thought he scored one other one, but they didn't give it to him.
Listen, I was there the first night he played in a Leafs uniform, and I could sense the optimism, and could we have foreseen that all this would happen in the finances of the league based on the pandemic? No. I still don't understand what John Tavares has ever done over the course of a lengthier career where you could see everything he's done and go, this is what this player is, to earn $11 million a year. Defend it to me. If you think his deal is fine, defend it to me. Why should John Tavares make more?
You know I'm not a stats guy.
But
I'm not that person.
Just defend it to me. Tell me why you think his deal isn't an issue. Because it's easy to pick on the three guys. You go right to the three guys making.
I think Nylander's contract's fine.
I do too. Now, when it was first signed and he had like 12 points in 40 games or whatever.
Because he screwed himself out of a whole year. That's why.
He sure did. Sure did. And
I'm just maybe I'm an old school guy. I don't agree with giving guys who haven't been around very long and are not unrestricted free agent that kind of money. That's all.
I don't either. There are rare guys where after
I know Connor McDavid got it,
but here's what I'm saying. There are rare guys now where you go, this guy is hit the ground running and is.
But Mitch Marner wasn't one of them.
No, he was productive like out of the gate as a rookie, and so was Matthews. Well, of course Matthews was. He scored 4 goals in his first game. That's right. But outside of his rookie of the year deal, which was great, they didn't win anything leading up to that. Where you look at other guys,
they haven't won anything any time.
I know, but you look at other guys that signed deals like that were looked at as big out of entry level, but they were and have now proven to be generationally special players. Sid didn't sign as big of a money deal as Ovi did out of his entry level, but still got paid a good amount of money for what he did. Right. Ovi, but when he signed that now illegal 13-year deal and people said, oh, this is crazy. Hart Trophy, scoring title, numerous Rocket Richards, rookie of the year. I
get it. Ryan.
Scoring at a prodigious pace. Matthews is the one guy of the three that I would say of all of the issues with what the contract is, his, other than the term, is what I have the least problem with. And I'll tell you that Marner, extremely talented player, extremely creative player, looks like he's got a bit of his swagger back. There's just no area that I can drag myself to mentally where he should be making more money than Nikita Kucherov, Patrick Kane, probably not a great guy to mention right now, Ovi, now, Ovi at 36. I'd rather have Ovi at 36 on his deal than Marner for the next 5 years left on his deal because he signed for 6. I'd rather have Ovi at 36. He's way outplaying him.
Yeah.
Why is he?
No question about it. I agree.
And John Tavares, I like John Tavares as a player. I always have. He was one of the greatest junior hockey players of all time. He broke Wayne Gretzky's record. He's a really, really good player. He is not an elite upper stratosphere superstar player. People think he is because he plays for the Leafs and he's the captain. And I know I'm making people angry right now, and I don't care. This is a reality that you have to deal with. If it was so special for him to be Maple Leafs captain, and I know San Jose offered him a little more, and New York might have tried to wiggle around, and they're probably going, thank God we didn't, based on how they've played. Why? What has he ever done, ever, to earn $11 million a season? I really don't know. No scoring title.
I'll tell you what.
Richards.
He was in bed as a kid with Leaf comforter.
Yeah, and that's
it's not pajamas. They weren't pajamas.
I know, but if it was that important for him to come and
so they gave him a couple extra million.
Too much.
The problem was the other guys.
Okay,
this was supposed to be a mini episode, so let's wrap it up.
It's easy to say that because he signed
but just know one thing.
Yeah.
Every guest we have on Talking Hockey, I'm going to run this hot take by for the rest of the year. So get ready.
No, I'm
going to keep track. I'm going to keep track of who agrees with me.
Okay.
Let's have a cool bet on that.
Like an over under on
exactly
on agreements.
Yeah. Okay. On percentage. Is it 50-50?
Yeah, because we have to go percentage because we don't know how many people are even going to entertain this.
Right.
I'm going to take the under. I'm going to say less than 30% agree.
Wow, I'll take the over every day on that one.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to say less than 30.
Now what will be the grounds for agreeing? Yes, that's a good idea. They should think about that. Is that all they have to say?
Yeah, if they outright say,
or if they say no, that's a stupid idea. Because how I'm going to preface it with people is saying, do you think the Leafs should entertain this? And would the Coyotes entertain it? Would both teams look at this? Okay. So that's how I'll put it to people.
Yeah. Would it be a good idea for both teams? Yeah. And if they agree.
Okay. Done.
I just don't.
I'll have to get Abbott to see if he can post those odds online too.
Yeah, let's get a live counter right now on Coolbet. I've been making some money on hockey. I will be hammering under 30% if Chris Abbott from Coolbet can get that online. All right. We appreciate you guys listening. As always, we're available on all the best podcast apps, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on CastBox. We'll be coming to a couple more platforms soon as well. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Instigating Pod. Gilmore's popping in for a visit there.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube as well, where you can watch the show and watch my ridiculous facial reactions to the ideas that Clarkey has. And is Gilmore coming on permanently here? I would actually rather talk to Gilmore. I want to hear what Gilmore has to say about Shane Wright.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the little Gilmore right there.
Now, I just want to say in closing really quick, I don't not like the players that we talked about. I just don't think that really any of them, other than Nylander, should be making the money they are. I don't think that's a unique take at all, but I especially feel that way about John Tavares. I don't have as much a problem with Matthews and what he's shown in terms of being a game-breaking goal scorer. I don't love John Tavares's cap hit now, and I really don't like what it's going to look like in 3-ish years. That's all I'm saying. A guy that already isn't a great skater, competent skater, making $11 million. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. Thanks. Anyway, we'll have some great guests coming up. We've got some guys lined up. It's going to be fun.
Mini episode today. It was good.
little mini episode. Yeah.
When will we be back? We'll be back Saturday morning. Like we're going to record Friday night. It'll be released Saturday morning, right?
Yeah, 100%. Next episode Saturday morning. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have some great guests on the way coming up over the next couple of weeks. We've got some exciting people lined up here on Instigating, brought to you by Coolbet and the Listowel Squash Court. So stay tuned for more.